Hey guys, it's Levi here from Sioux Automotive. I have one question for you. Did you know that this little guy right here can cause your engine bay to catch fire? No? Stay tuned and let's get down to the dirt. So this little guy right here is known as a fuel pressure dampener. Now, on my 1986 Mazda Rx-7 13B naturally aspirated vehicle, this little guy was leaking, and Rx-7s are known for these to leak and cause your engine to catch fire. Let me go ahead and load a picture real quick. The fuel pressure dampener is going to be roughly in this little location right here underneath the intake, where the primary fuel rail it screws into the fuel line and screws to the primary fuel rail. Now when these guys leak, it just sits there and pours fuel out, and it runs all along the engine block. The engine block's on rotaries that get really, really hot, and then eventually it works its way over to the exhaust, and then boom, fire. So what I have done is I've done my research and tried to figure out whether or not it is worth replacing this or buying a delete kit. Now Atkins Rotary does sell a delete kit. It's roughly about $20. This little guy right here from Mazda is $150. Mazda Tricks also sells it for $150, and Atkins Rotary also sells it for about $150. So rather than paying $150, I did my research on the delete, and I have a couple of friends who also have RX-7s, and they said that the worst thing that can happen with the delete, the fuel pressure dampener delete, is you may have a rough idle. Well, they say that that's the worst thing that can happen. They've had it for a couple of years now, and there's a big debate on whether or not you should have one of these or not. But they've had fairly good success with the delete. So rather than spending $150, $20, it's good to go. So I also had some fuel issues with the car prior. Fuel tank was full of rust, so I ordered a Pour 15 kit, and I completely restored the fuel tank and cleaned out the fuel pump and changed the fuel filter originally before I did the fuel tank, so it had a whole bunch of rust in there as well. But what I did is I knew I had another fuel issue. I believe it was my secondary fuel injectors that were getting clogged. I was hoping it was just going to be the infamous 3800 RPM issue that, if you go to RX-7 Club, you can read all about it. Rotaries are known for it. It's an engine ground that grounds the injectors. When they go bad, you get this real weird hesitation right at 3800 where the injectors don't fire right. But when this little guy right here started leaking, I went ahead and started taking it apart just to figure out what this actually was before I knew what it was. And when I took my secondary fuel injectors off, I figured out that they were actually completely clogged with rust. So that's no bueno. That causes a lean condition when the primaries are supposed to fire. So I went on to eBay and I looked at a whole bunch of different options, all the way from stock injectors to aftermarket injectors. And what I ended up going with is I ended up ordering 4 new ones off of eBay from a seller named L Injector. That's EL Injector, out of California. He had a set of 4 for $180 shipped. Free shipping to my house, and I believe the injectors themselves, if you buy them from Mazda, if they even sell them anymore, are about $480 a piece, or somewhere around there. So for $150, or $180, I'm sorry, I ended up buying a whole set of 4. These are what they look like. They are brown top or red top. They look exactly like the stock. They are 460 cc's, I believe, primary and secondary. So yeah, I got those. Those are nice. And then what I did is since I already had everything off, of course you have to change a lot of O-rings and intake manifold gaskets and whatnot. So I ordered a little repair kit and everything from Atkins Rotary. I will put a link in the description down for everything that I have that I bought. Let's see, knife. There we go. Go ahead and open this up. Right. Turns out I didn't need a knife. It was just glued, not tape. Bubble wrap. Oh. They sent me some pens. That's nice. Check out the pen. Focus, focus. There you go. AtkinsRotary.com, pulleyboys.com. Give me 2 pens. Let's see, what else? Let's see. Anything's so difficult to open. So, we have our intake manifold gasket. That is, I believe, the upper gasket. We have the throttle body O-ring kit. And my injectors only came with the top seals, so I ended up having to order bottom seals as well. The fuel pressure regulator O-ring that you must change. I mean, I guess you don't have to. You can reuse the old one, but it's like 30 years old. Is that it? Yep. And then the fuel pressure dampener delete. This is what prevents all the fires. And as you can see, it's really tiny. Completely eliminates this. Completely eliminates this guy right here. $150, $20. Well worth the money. Or at least we'll find out. We'll find out soon if it's well worth the money. Put that back in the bag. Alright, let's see what else we have. Got my order form with all the stuff. Oh, shit. Got some, oh, focus. It's a sticker. It says Atkins Rotary and Mazda parts. That is a Atkins Rotary fuel filter. So all this, and I can get my Rx-7 back up and running again. It's been down for a couple of weeks, due to the fact that I didn't want to catch it on fire, being as how I just bought it a couple of months ago. And the last thing I want to do is buy one of the cars I've always wanted and then catch it on fire. So that will be the end of today's video. If you like what you saw and if you want to see more updates, be sure to like and subscribe. Like I said, I will leave a link to for everything that I do have here in the description below. And yeah, hopefully I can get my Rx-7 up and running again. Once I get it up and running, I'll do a review of my Rx-7 as well. So just stay tuned, and we'll talk dirty later.